To get started, I'm going to add colors to my palette. I'm going to have some ultramarine blue, and I'm going to add this for my background since I already had it from a previous palette. The lighter color of the ultramarine blue mixed with the titanium white will give you the foreground color. I'm going to put some burnt umber just because there are often parts of the avocado that are dark brown, and I want to make sure that if I need it, I have it. I'm doing something a little different. I'm going to add in some silver gray. The silver gray is for the cast shadow that we're going to do for this avocado. Taking the yellow ochre, I'm going to add that also. So I'm trying two different yellows because I'm concerned about the transition of the color of the yellows on the avocado. I don't think I'm going to use this color, but I add it just in case. Of course, we're going to add our lemon yellow. Then I'm going to add some emerald green. And lastly, I am going to add some Veridian. I'm not sure if I am pronouncing it correctly, so I do apologize beforehand, or Veridian. That would be for the flesh of the avocado. Just in case, I decided to mix a little bit of lemon yellow with that emerald green for the flesh of the avocado. So now we're going to block in our subject, taking a little bit of mineral spirits, and I am mixing it with some burnt umber, or is it burnt umber? Yes, sorry, burnt umber. And I'm going to draw a little sketch or a guideline to give me a sense of direction of how I want my painting to progress. I am going to start with the darkest shade on my palette, which is that burnt umber. And I'm going to put a little bit of my medium in there. For my medium, I'm using a solvent-free fluid, which is a safflower-alkyd painting medium. So I'm going to take that burnt umber. I'm going to use it for my occlusion shadow on the bottom. And then I'm going to go in with that darker green to kind of paint the skin of my avocado. I did a thicker line, but feel free to do a thinner line if you want a more defined avocado. So using this gray, I am going to start to fill in the cast shadow. Once that cast shadow is filled in, I'm going to use this lighter shade of green on my palette. I did decide to mix it with a little darker green, the Veridian green, but then I kind of regretted it after, and I ended up just going with the pure emerald green. But you do what makes you happy. So I'm going to start to outline the flesh of the avocado, which is right around the perimeter of the darker green. It's on the inside of the darker green. So I'm taking that mixture of the emerald green and the yellow lemon, and I'm going to shade in the pit of the avocado where the seed would normally be. I'm going in with the lemon yellow now, and I'm going to go in on the innermost part of the flesh of the avocado. Just a fair warning, be careful to not mix your brush in with the green like I did. So really take your time on this so that you don't have to go back and worry about whether your colors will mix too much. I wanted to add a little shade of lemon yellow to the pit cavity of the avocado. And I will, after adding this shade of lemon yellow, go in and add a little bit of titanium white. I'm going to use the titanium white to just add some highlights around the pit of the avocado. So taking that lighter shade of the blue, I'm going to paint in the foreground color, and after the foreground color, I'm going to paint in the background color. Some reflections on this painting were, I wish I would have took my time and made the avocado a little bit more defined. So maybe a thinner outer layer, a more thicker inner layer that had more transitional colors, from the emerald green to the lemon yellow to the pit cavity. Also, I'm using student grade oil paint, and with the student grade oil paint, they have a higher ratio of oil to pigment. So I'm still getting used to adding more painting medium, which is that safflower-alkyd or alkyd. Sorry if I'm messing this up. And sometimes my paint gets a little too runny. So definitely work with your ratio of oil to paint if that's something you struggle with, just like me. Other than that, it's not a perfect avocado, but I'm really proud of my efforts, and I hope you are too. It's really hard to learn a new skill, let alone to practice after we learn. So I'm gonna spread some positivity here and ask that you have a little grace with yourself, just like I did. And you know what? Just celebrate that you watched this video for inspiration, or even went ahead and painted something for yourself. You're awesome. I did decide to use a fan brush to blend out a little bit of the avocado, and it came out pretty okay. So if that's something you're interested in, please feel free to go ahead and blend out your avocado. All done. I hope you enjoyed.